Welcome to the latest edition of Inside Carolina. I'm your host, Hannah Hall, a proud alumna of the university. Well, this month we are talking Gamecock softball. You're going to meet Ashley Chastain Woodard, who just last year in her debut season as coach led the Gamecocks to an impressive 44-17 record. Also, we're celebrating civil rights history. We're going to take you to the Center for Civil Rights History and Research on campus. Join us as we go inside Carolina. To kick things off, we're at Carolina Softball Stadium to meet with Coach Ashley Chastain Woodard, who's hoping to build on the momentum from last season. Coach, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
You finished the season last year 44-17, pretty amazing. What would you credit that success to?
Yeah, we believe you win with people. We talk about culture beats strategy a lot. And now we're really good at the game and we want to be really high level in all the skills of the game. But at the end of the day, the people that we bring into our family and into the walls of our program really are going to ultimately decide the success that we have.
Tell me about what is important to you as a coach to developing these young women, their academics, their lives, their communities, their careers.
It's a holistic process for me. I mean, we are really competitive and it is a business to some degree. So wins on the field is really important to us and elevating ourselves in the SEC, which is the best softball conference in the country. So recruiting that talent is really important to my staff and I when we're going out and finding players that are the right fit for us here at South Carolina. But I think for me personally, my favorite part is just the growth, the journey. They come in as young women leaving home for the first time. They're 18 and they come to a college campus for the first time. And as they go along the way and they mature and they have more experience with us, I think just the conversations change to, okay, what does life after ball look like? When they get in the back half of their career and they start maturing and start thinking about those things, those are the conversations that I really, really love.
Well, that's what I was going to say is that this probably isn't, the coaching part is really hard, but identifying with these young women, you've been there, you've done this. You came in, wide-eyed and scared and trying to be the best at your sport and getting a degree at the same time. How does it feel to be now back full circle, coaching somewhere that you love? You told me it means so much to be here.
Yeah, it's a dream. It's a dream. It's just so close to my heart to be back here leading the program. And I kind of just put myself in their shoes because I walked the horseshoe. I went to class where they go to class. And when they're having conversations about different buildings on campus and, the parking situation on campus and, all the places that they go and just kind of everything that embodies student life here. I think when we bring new players in, I think they feel the passion we have for this place and that we've all had some sort of tie here back to Carolina and now came back home and ultimately are welcoming them to come home. It's just a really special, unique part of our program here, and I don't take it lightly. I'm very humbled and very honored to be able to sit in the seat that I sit and be able to represent not only our program but the university as a whole.
Well, as Gamecock fans, many of our viewers for Inside Carolina have probably been to a football game or a baseball game, but not a softball game. And I want to throw out a challenge to our Inside Carolina viewers, right? Yeah. That we are going to support softball. I'll be the first one coming to a game this year. What can we expect? What's it like?
It's a fun atmosphere. Carolina Softball Stadium at Beckham Field is a really great fan experience. When you walk in the gates, it's a very intimate experience. We have about 1,500 seats and we do sell out a lot. So get your tickets early because there are a lot of people here, especially on an SEC Saturday. And my favorite part is just to look up in the stands and hear Sandstorm and see the white rally towels and everyone really just getting into the game. And the game is really fast and it's really powerful. And I think when people come in for the first time, they're really, kind of surprised at just how high level the product is on the field. So come out and see us play. I don't think anyone will be disappointed.
Well, we are cheering on the young women who are on the Gamecock softball team, and we are cheering you on in your second season. Thank you so much for joining us Inside Carolina.
Thank you so much for having me.
From the softball field now to the Thomas Cooper Library, where we spent some time learning about South Carolina's often overlooked civil rights history. Let's visit the Center for Civil Rights History and Research and meet Dr. Bobby Donaldson. Dr. Donaldson, thank you so much for joining us today. Tell me a little bit more about what happens here inside of the Center for Civil Rights History and Research.
So the center was established in the fall of 2015, and our job is to identify collections, archival collections, and to use those collections to advance teaching, to support research, and to engage in community outreach. And we've been doing that for the last decade across South Carolina.
there are other aspects of what you do here at the center that really bring awareness to the history, the civil rights history that we have in the state. When you're out and about in the community, what are some of the stories that stand out about the rich civil rights history and struggles?
Hannah, many may not know about what took place on March 2nd, 1961 in Columbia at our State House, where over 180 students engaged in peaceful demonstrations. They were arrested for trespassing in a breach of peace. And among those over 180 students was a young man from South Carolina State named James Clyburn. And James Clyburn was among those students who were part of a landmark Supreme Court ruling called Edwards versus South Carolina, which was ruled by the Supreme Court in 1963. And that case affirmed the right of peaceful protest on public property, not only in South Carolina, but around the country.
And so you have students that are currently working in the center that are helping you tell these stories through exhibits, through outreach in the community. How does this pour into their education and their learning and what they're going to do in our state?
So I think that's the beauty of our center. We are an extraordinary team of talented individuals. We have full-time staff, we have graduate students, we have undergraduate students, all working on various aspects of our mission. And so in addition to people who are building collections, we have people out in communities, engaged in oral interviews, who do walking tours of Main Street. We have a whole group of students and colleagues who are working at the Columbia Museum of Art. And at the Museum of Art, there's an exhibit called Intersection. And that exhibit showcases the work of African-American businesses in downtown Columbia from Reconstruction to the present. And what our visitors will see in that exhibit would not have been possible without the leadership and insight of our team, including many students.
How can our viewers, outside of coming to the Thomas Cooper Library and meeting you and your team and seeing some of the great exhibits that you have here, what are some of the other ways? You mentioned Intersections, but what is the Columbia 63 tour? What are some other ways they can get involved?
So in addition to the work we do on campus, we have turned our state, we've turned downtown Columbia into a classroom, into laboratories. And so we regularly offer tours around the state. We offer a walking tour down Main Street through one of our partners called Columbia SC63, Our Story Matters. And that is a regular tour from our State House to City Hall, where as you travel down Main Street, you can see historic sites and you can learn the stories about those individuals like Charles Barr, like Simon Bowie, and like Sarah Mae Fleming.
Why is it important that the University of South Carolina, its students, your team continue to tell stories, albeit from 40 to 50 years ago? Why is it important that we keep the civil rights movement and struggle front and center in our conversations, in our schools, in our communities?
I think part of the reason why the center's work is so significant and why Jim Clyburn was so excited to move forward on this collaboration was that we always know that democracy is a work in progress. How has this nation advanced? What have been those struggles? What have been those achievements? What have been those stumbling blocks? And we seek to tell a full story.
Dr. Donaldson, thank you so much for inviting us in today to the center and hear about the work you do.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Donaldson, and your entire team at the Center for Civil Rights History and Research. We hope you will stop by and have a chance to engage with some of the exhibits. It's really fascinating. Well, if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to share it with your friends, family, and fellow alumni, and we'll see you next time inside Carolina.